about you sing the opening?
James can harmonize.
James, can you just sing the opening to "I Just Can't Wait to Be King"? But do it like non-ironically, like you're. No. But we want to do a different song for James because it's a different episode.
What do you guys do?
So first of all, Sue, shut up. You're not here anymore. This is the week after. This is a new episode. Wait, so James, just non-ironically, your full effort and talent. Just sing the opening lines to "I'm gonna be the greatest king there ever was before." No looking up. What's it go?
Want to be the very best.
I want to be the very best there ever was before. Like no one. Man, the grammar of that
Wait,
song
am
is
I
really
thinking
bad.
of the Pokemon song?
Yeah, I think you are. I want to be. Yeah, that's not the one, man. I don't know I'm looking at the lyrics now, and I like don't know. I just know.
Be the greatest king. Yeah, something like that. Not that I would know.
I'm gonna need some time to warm up my voice and stuff.
Come on. Okay, can you feel the love tonight?
What exactly? Why are we? Okay, two questions. What exactly is the context, and why is it only Disney songs?
Just because everyone seems to know Disney songs, it's a pretty common denominator.
There are ones I almost never pick at Norebang.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the fine? What are your go-to Disney songs, and which ones do you avoid?
No, that's what I'm saying. That I don't have any Disney songs.
Really?
I don't usually pick Disney songs.
But that's funny because you have a sister, and I would imagine any guy with a sister just knows every Disney song.
I don't not know the Disney songs. I just don't pick them for Norebang.
Quit. Okay, I see. I was going to say, quit backpedaling. Now that you know the songs, you don't.
No. I do I know I only know the part, or I can only think about the part where it says, "Oh, I just can't wait to be king."
Okay, that's a great place to start. All right,
That's the last three lines.
2, 1.
I gotta get the pitch first. Let me wait. Stop recording. I gotta get some.
Here's A440.
You don't have perfect pitch. Get out of here.
Are you a musician, James?
I've played music in the past.
Okay, but like play music as in like, were you in a church praise team ever, or like, did you grow up religious? I realize I don't know a lot about like your backstory or your upbringing, your origin story.
Yeah, I grew up in a fairly religious household. Very Protestant, church every weekend. And in terms of music sort of experience, I did play trumpet.
Bro, me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I played trumpet for about 8 years or so. I don't know. Around that.
Damn. Were you first chair in high school?
No, I was second chair.
Dude, so I got bumped to second.
I was section leader, so it depends on what we were doing.
Nice.
It depends on which band I was in an orchestra, jazz band.
Because I'm guessing your high school had like the shitty band and the good band, right? Because ours was like band and then advanced band.
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely in the good band,
right,
for sure.
So for me to make the good band, I had to change my instrument to the euphonium, the baritone.
No, I know what a euphonium is.
Yeah, which was. I was fucking so good at it because it was 10 times easier than a trumpet, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, for me, because I have big lips, so it kind of like worked better for the euphonium mouthpiece.
Yeah, I played trumpet. I dabbled in the charango.
What the hell is that?
It's like a Bolivian instrument, and which is very similar to the
Did you go to some
ukulele,
artsy like private school? I'm just curious
No.
now. Okay. I'm imagining like Rushmore, that Wes Anderson movie.
No, it's not. I haven't seen Rushmore actually, so I can't.
First, you don't know the lyrics to "I Can't Wait to Be King," and now you haven't seen Rushmore.
I can't think of the melody or the lyrics. Yeah, you're right. I know the song.
We're not going to let you out of this one. Everyone in last week's episode sang their heart out as a little segment we did, so we just need to have every guest do it at some point. You know,
and I need to do all the Disney or any Disney song.
Well, I just chose Disney because it seemed.
Did
like
everyone do a
common...
Disney song?
I think we did.
We did Mulan.
We did Mulan. Yeah, let's
and just
get down
a
to
phrase.
Business. Yeah,
Just like let's get down to business.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that one if you want, but you really got to sell it, buddy.
I guess what we were doing is we were trying to do our most serious singing voice, and I was trying to channel like musical theater. But actually, if I were to redo it, I would do a different.
Would you do a musical theater song?
No, I would do a musical theater voice, which I hate. Actually, I don't like.
I'm sorry.
musical
What is
theater.
Can you do a musical theater
Yes.
voice?
No,
Now
I
I'm curious.
can't.
No, so let's say you were able to get a second chance. This is it. What does that sound like?
Hi, my name is Jay, and I'm auditioning for the lead role in Les Miserables.
Okay. I shouldn't have said anything because first I have to think of a song, and then I have to think of I have to channel musical theater.
Wait, did you do musical theater?
I
How
did.
No,
I was gonna say
no.
you did.
I basically I just don't really like musical theater, and I think that everyone who sings on musical theater ends up sounding the same because they take on this.
There's an
persona,
aesthetic. Actually,
yeah.
I watched Hamilton for the first time last night,
Oh, okay. I've never seen it. How was it?
and it was good.
Worth the hype?
You know, I enjoyed it. I can see the sort of mainstream appeal. It is like a cooler musical, but it doesn't have a lot of those like sort of musical tropes that Jay's referring to. There's definitely a musical theater aesthetic.
Well, I mean, Lin-Manuel seems like he was probably the most musical theatered kid in his district, you know?
Where is he from?
No, I think he's probably from Harlem or something. He's
he
from the
from
Heights.
New York?
Yeah, bro, I think he's from the Heights, man.
I hope so.
I think he was raised in the Heights.
Yeah. It'd be funny because just like from a suburb of like
Pasadena.
Southern California. Yeah.
He's from Altadena, sorry.
Musical theater, though. Like,
What's your favorite musical theater song? I know mine, 100%. Master of the House, Les Mis. Ooh. Master of the house, keeper of the zoo, ready to relieve them of a sou or two. Tells a saucy tale, makes a little stir. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
But see how you're changing your voice to
Well, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Is that guy who played Jean Valjean in like the PBS version that came out for Les Mis? I will always remember he's like, my name is Jean Valjean, and he who don't really
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
2461961, your time has come. And I just remember it like his mouth. You could hear the like liquid in his
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant by musical theater voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I was thinking like Kristen Chenoweth, like, you know, fucking popular.
Oh, she's great.
You know, she's yeah, like because there's different types. I would say.
my favorite that I can think of at the moment might be Blue Moon / Don't Do Sadness from the musical.
Wait, I just wanted this to be like Blue Moon, Don't Do Sadness, Reprisal.
Just like extremely from the original,
Yeah, from the original cast.
of Spring Awakening.
Oh, I've never seen that musical.
It's
or
really
read the
great.
play,
It's
actually.
great. It's a bit sad.
Was that though? So you did musical theater in high school. I did theater in high school too. We should talk about that, man.
I did a little bit of. I tried to be a part of a lot of different crews. I guess my school wasn't very cliquey,
That's good.
and so
It was a public school though.
Right.
Okay.
Way to put me out there like that.
No, I
I'm just
mean,
kidding.
we all went
Put
to
me
public
on
schools.
Shout
blast.
out public school.
Yeah, we all went to
Yeah.
public schools. Yeah.
No, but yeah, my school wasn't very cliquey, and as a result, there was a lot of like crossbreeding,
pollination. Yeah, totally.
Like I guess a lot of my time was spent with band or band related things or with band kids, I guess. But I did because I started doing improv in high school. I ended up getting like involved with the theater program just because like they like needed.
So you did
people.
both. Like you did music and you did theater.
Yeah, but I mean, like for example, I was in Latin club historian, and like I was part of the French club.
Okay, you have to watch the movie Rushmore because that is literally the character in Rushmore.
Okay, well, yeah, but I didn't take either of those languages. I was in Spanish, so
But you were
like,
leader of the Latin club.
I was historian.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you're like, I don't know anything about Latin. I don't know how to speak Latin for shit.
a lot of my friends took Latin. I think because they wanted to like just edge out their SATs.
What public school had Latin? That's insane.
Right. Yeah.
Was it like a really well-funded public school in your district, or?
I know for some period I grew up. I hate putting it like this, but just like as context, as context, I grew up in the D.C. area, but in the suburbs of Virginia,
DMV.
and I feel like a lot of people, like the average household income is fairly high just because of the proximity to the government, and I think there are a lot of like stable jobs related to that sector. So, yeah, I would say I was like fairly privileged in that sense for sure. But I mean, like, it wasn't like a crazy school.
Right. But it seems well funded, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a newer school, decently funded.
Did you have who was the weirdest kid in your theater class?
I didn't take theater class.
Oh, I never even took theater.
No, but I was technically a thespian just by
Cool.
virtue of like having done enough things on stage through improv, and then like, well, actually, so at one point I was in a musical called Thoroughly Modern Millie,
I know that musical, yeah.
and in it there are two brothers from Hong Kong, and so all my lines then were in Cantonese,
And you're like, oh, are you totally Madame Mele? That was your line, right? Your
no,
famous line?
all the lines are literally in Cantonese.
Oh, shit.
And the songs are all in Mandarin, which never made sense to me. But the guy that plays my brother in the musical, he was a friend of mine named Ty, and he was Jewish.
Wow, this is all over the place, man. A Korean guy playing a Hong Kong dude, and a guy named Ty,
Playing another Hong Kong dude.
but he's Jewish.
And we're
and your brothers.
and we're playing, yeah, we're like yelling at each other in Cantonese.
Yeah.
Wow.
And after the show, people would go up to us, but then look at Ty and be like, wow, Ty, I can't believe you memorized all those lines. And I'm like, guys, I don't speak any Cantonese.
Yeah.
We had to.
That's hilarious.
It was hard for equally hard for the both of us.
That's hilarious. You should have just switched the lines to Korean and no one would have known, you know?
I mean, I want to do the part justice. In fact, but the thing is, like, those Cantonese is incredibly hard. It has like.
Can you remember any lines from the songs that you had to sing?
You want me to sing from that song?
Yeah,
Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Any of those Cantonese songs? I can. It's like. Je sheng ho wo bu ya. I don't know. It's just like weird, like, I don't know. Like,
That was amazing.
I can now that was bad. I can't remember.
No,
There's
for
like
sure.
one line, like lines that I like.
I remember my first play I was casted in high school was The Odd Couple, and I was cast. There's only 8 people in that cast. It's a pretty small cast, so I was honored, I guess, to be cast in it, even because I wasn't a thespian at the time. I was in band, but I just auditioned and I got cast. And I had like 3 lines. One of them was, so Felix Unger, who's like one of the characters, you know, in the play, like kills his roommate's goldfish because it's either that guy or the other. One of the roommates in The Odd Couple kills the other's goldfish because he's so negligent. And then they're talking about it at poker, and my character goes, murderer. Like, that's his line. Like, oh, you murdered that fuck. And I remember the director just being like, dude, you got to say it like, you're a murderer. But you got to, you know, so I'll be like, murderer. And he'd be like, no, again, murderer. And I don't know what I did to please him, but after like breaking me down mentally, like I was in a Kubrick film, I delivered the line to raucous applause. And that's why I joined theater the next year. I quit band. I told my band teacher, I want to join theater, and he goes, you know what, you're way better at that than music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I managed to do both.
Wow, no laughs from the audience? That was like that was my home run story of the episode.
Got
Shut
him.
up, Sue. You're not even here.
No, I think like those especially the Cantonese. In retrospect, like it would just if I said it here, it would just sound like a racist caricature.
Well, you know, speaking of racist caricatures, did you hear about Aquafina getting possibly canceled?
No, tell me more. Actually, well, to be honest, once you told me that was one of the topics, I briefly looked it up. Is it about her black scent?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the whole story.
Yeah.
Like, but does she really have a black accent, or does she just talk like someone who grew up in Queens? I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, it's like, I think people have criticized Eddie Huang for the same kind of thing, because he very much, you know, talks about how he grew up on black culture.
Yeah.
And so he has kind of this accent. And I don't know. It seems like if you grow up in an environment where, you know, everyone speaks a certain type of way, you end up picking up that manner of speaking.
Yeah.
So,
but okay, I mean, I think we're all kind of in agreement, but just for comedy's sake, why don't you just try defending, you know, the naysayers in this scenario? Like, take the opposing view.
oh, well,
It's disgusting, Jay. She has built a career off being a sassy, hip hop, knowledgeable Asian girl from Queens, and that's totally appropriation.
Yeah.
I do feel like I understand there like historically has been a lot of people like borrowing, black culture in order to like because I guess in order to repackage it and as someone that's not black and find success. I think an early example is probably like Elvis.
Well, wow, way to really bring it.
No,
Welcome
but
to
seriously,
the History Channel.
it's been a long time that
totally,
things
yeah.
like this have occurred.
Yeah.
And so I can understand where that sort of hurt comes
Yeah,
from.
you ever hear like a black person be like, "I hate the Beatles"? Like the first time I heard that, I was like, "Why?" And then after meeting so many black people who are like, they just fucking ripped off some black musicians who were contemporaries of theirs, and they just stole their sound. I don't even know which black artists they're talking about, but I've met several.
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
black people
it's
who
like
say
with
that.
like the Rolling Stones and a bunch of hits from the '60s were actually taken from like blues artists.
Oh, 100%.
directly.
Yeah. That's, I guess so. Looking at that, it's like, I think it makes it tough. I think it makes the conversation more challenging.
I think it's disgusting, and she needs to be held accountable. I want a full apology on Twitter.
I do know, like,
but-
I don't want to say too much.
But imagine she like posted an apology on Twitter, like written like in a black accent. Sorry. Yo, fam, I'm so sorry. Sorry, that's a bad bit.
There is a lot of discourse about like even the role of comedy. Like, what is comedy supposed to do, right? Is it trying to make you laugh, or is it supposed to be a means in which we can engage with topics that are otherwise a bit challenging?
Mm-hmm. You ever feel though that I feel like comedians get really preachy these days? Like Aziz Ansari and Dave Chappelle are like the two that I can definitely say at one point in their special, they'll go on like a 3-minute lecture and then they'll have a big laugh at the end of that 3 minutes, which is markedly different from a Richard Pryor set or like, a classic comedy set where it's supposed to be joke after joke after joke. Like the punch, even if you're a storytelling comedian, right? Like a Tom Segura type or something where you tell you ravel some yarn and you have some funny bits and impersonations in the story. It feels like those comedians in particular will preach about the problems of today and go in really in depth and then just have that big laugh. But that takes up 3 minutes of your set. Like, that's insane,
I mean, the aesthetic of comedy has definitely changed.
Yeah.
And it always changes.
Do you have a favorite comedian? Or like maybe a special that really spoke to you?
I guess I get asked this quite a bit, and often it's in context of like, what stand-up comedian do you like, right? I love Hannibal Buress quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. He's great.
Like some of his like older bits, like the pickle jar.
How does that one go? You should perform it for us.
I can't. I mean, he has this like very specific like. It's like dead. It's like
It's like he's about to go undergo dental surgery and he's about to fall asleep.
Yeah, the dude is says some like pretty ridiculous stuff, but it's like almost like it's not deadpan. He's like it just like comes from this sort of like earnest place, but like with not a lot of emotion. I did see he was in Korea a few years ago, so I saw him perform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he come out to a show or anything? Did you meet him?
No, he performed at a small venue in Hongdae.
Okay.
And then he just was like hanging out after. I saw him, or so I talked with him for a bit, and then later that night I like went out to like get a drink or something with a friend, and then on my way out I saw him like really sweaty, like walking down the.
Was he alone?
Yeah, alone, like
Oh, wow.
in Hongdae, like walking, like after a long night, which was interesting because he had admitted that he had stopped drinking.
Oh.
Sometime recently, just because I think he had some sort of drunken.
Well, it sounds like we
public-
got the scoop. Hannibal Buress claimed to be going sober, and yet again, he was being drunk in Hongdae.
Well, he wasn't necessarily drunk. I mean, he even addressed.
Eyewitness accounts testify that he
just
was
looked
wasted.
sweaty and tired, and he was. And so I made eye contact with him on the street and gave him like the head nod. And he looked at me back. I don't know. That's sort of
Okay, so your favorite, the one you think of is Hannibal Buress. Jay, what about you?
I'm just thinking of like very recent comedians, and one who I follow recently is Josh Johnson.
Josh
He's
Johnson.
he's a new comedian. I think he
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he
Say it louder, Chris. Chris, why don't you come here? Our friend Chris just walked into the apartment. Hey, come sit down. Chris, sit here.
Chris is carrying a bag of groceries. Chris, tell us more about what you're.
Oh my God, Chris, are
what
you cooking
bought.
something for us tonight? Whoa. Yummo.
I really didn't want to do this
Hey,
one.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Wait, so who was the comedian? Who did you show him to me?
Yeah, no, I was wondering who showed him to me, but I guess it was Jay because Jay showed me one about the hand dryers in the bathroom having
The
Oh, the
ass-
shit going
the
everywhere.
ass air. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's-
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a funny bit. Yeah.
He's really funny. Yeah.
Oh wait, should I present James with the setups that I have no punchlines for, and we can workshop it with James? I erased the setups, but I had what were they? Jay, do you remember?
From last week's
Yeah,
episode.
from last week's episode.
Yeah, it all happened so quickly. I can't, yeah.
Wait, what were the bits? I literally can't remember it. They were right there, and I deleted them. Oh wait. You know how in movies, action movies, like the bad guy will like shoot a henchman out of anger, or like kill like his wife to prove to the protagonist that he's a ruthless piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the setup too. These are more just observations, and I'm trying to find the comedy in them. But it occurs to me that like you can't just kill your fucking henchman because you're like having a bad day.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. Lord Voldemort did it right before the Battle of Hogwarts. Yeah.
I have some. I've also written like premises down for jokes that I've not finished.
Okay.
If you would like to hear some of mine,
I would love to.
These are really dumb. I guess like one is just like having to change like how you tell a story about going to a grocery store based on who you're talking to or like where they're from.
A grocery.
So for example, like
okay.
some people know Ralph's. Some people
Okay.
know like Whole Foods.
Oh, so
or,
the
like,
clear joke there is like, yeah, so I was at a Wegmans the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone on the
Yeah.
East Coast is like, you're from LA, you weren't at Wegmans, you piece of shit.
Yeah. But I mean, this is not even a bit. This is more just like telling a story. I guess another one's like, do you ever hear a word pronounced so strangely that it fucks you up for the rest of your life? And well, I guess it goes where I heard a friend of mine in like middle school or something. He said a word and he was like, yeah, it'd be so bad, it'd be complete Armageddon. And I was like,
You know what? I have one. My boss and I gave a seminar the other day, and she was trying to say that like these statistics have risen over the last 2 years, and our slide had the word risen like 8 times, and she kept saying risen. And I was just like, you work in education. This is unacceptable.
yeah.
But it didn't fuck me up that bad.
Also, or anytime anyone from Australia says anything. Oh,
Do it in an Australian accent.
no, there's one. It's I was talking to someone and then they're like, yeah, that person looks so bad. They look skeletal. And I was-
skeletal.
And I was like, wait, what?
Whoa, skeletal. That would fuck me
Yeah.
up for sure.
That one.
Because skeletal sounds like it could be a fucking dope word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what are you saying? And
Skeletal.
turns out it was skeletal. Yeah, skeletal.
Yeah. Wait, I love that word. It just sounds pretty. Skeletal. Sounds like a politician. Mayor Skeletal. Guys?
I guess I had another one where one time this is not even this is so stupid.
No, you gotta do
so
it.
I was like so when you get your like I don't know why I wrote a bunch of this stuff down, but one time I was traveling, and after baggage claims I'm leaving to I guess like go through customs or whatever. Although to be honest, in the States, like there's no real customs. It's more just like if they pull you aside, they pull you aside.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy comes up to me and he asks you, they'll ask you questions that I guess initially I made me feel good about myself. He was like, sir, are you carrying more than $10,000 on you? And I was like, no, I wish. And he's like, how about, are you carrying any high-end bags like Michael Kors? And I was like, why are you asking? These are
Michael
very
Kors.
nice. Do I look like this? I mean, thank you for thinking I look like that kind of guy. I appreciate it. It's not, yeah. Also, I wrote that the best part about Korea is 4-ply toilet paper. and then I can't even remember the last time I fingered my butthole by accident. I hate that. Why did I write that?
Well, you know what's
Damn.
funny, James? I have also a document of jokes I wrote last year in the depths of the pandemic. I mean, obviously I told Jay and Chris these jokes ad nauseum, hoping they'd get better. I wonder if I still have them.
I think like okay. So I dated a girl who was not from, she was from a different country in Asia. I'll keep it vague. And I was at the karaoke with her in Norebang. And I guess it was just, she asked me to sing Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen.
And
Like-
can you just, for listeners out
And
there,
on-
sing it real quick?
You're picking the worst songs.
I'll do the background. Dun 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 dun.
You gotta pick the right song and get me in the mood. You gotta
Okay,
warm
fine.
me up, okay?
All right. Wait, finish that story. Sorry. Wait.
Oh, and it's just like it's just hard. It's like, I guess it's one of the hardest discussions to have. Is like why I won't unironically sing for you, "Call Me Maybe" by Carly Rae Jepsen. I
That
don't know
sounds like
how
a McSweeney's article or something.
I don't know how to have that discussion with my.
Because that's intimate. Non-ironically singing "Call Me Maybe" with someone is the depths of like cringe. You have to be really down with that person.
Yeah. Also, I wrote down about how like dudes, often white dudes, but just dudes in general, love it when you insult them. You're just like, I will fucking kill you,
Oh, that's a joke.
or like you fucking asshole. Like, why do they like that? Why do they like that? I have no setup. These are not actual bits.
Yeah, I
These are
know. I
these
mean,
are-
I'm looking at my jokes and they're also really fucking bad. But I'll start off with some generally good ones, okay? So the way that I was writing these jokes, James, is I was just reading the news at the time, taking headlines, kind of like a late night joke writer type of thing. So and I'm dating myself. I wrote these in 2020, okay? The Bad Sex and Fiction Award was canceled this year. Bad Sex and Nonfiction was also canceled because nobody had sex in 2020. Thank you.
great observational.
Thank you. The next one. Spike Lee is reportedly directing a musical based on the subject of Viagra. The musical is expected to last roughly 4 hours long.
So these are, you know what, these are written like the weekly update.
Yeah, for sure.
That's exactly what he wanted you to say.
Yeah, I got 12 more.
It's the classic setup with like the unexpected twist at the end. That's like a late night.
It is. I mean, I was watching a lot of Seth Meyers at this time.
Right. He's a very big. So actually, at one point, I got a story. So Asian Boss.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it this way. The guy that founded Asian Boss came to see one of our improv shows a couple years ago. And after the show, like, this person, like, comes, they're like, hey, or I guess was asking, like, hey, where's James? And then they eventually come to find me, and they tried to offer me a job, like, writing for this guy. And he wanted to do like a sort of daily show, or I don't remember what show he said. Like it wasn't Last Week Tonight. It was some sort of like talk show.
They're all relatively the same format.
He wanted like someone to write jokes like that for him, and I had never done that before. And I thought the idea of that kind of program was a bit interesting. Anyways, I ended up buying a book on late night comedy writing. Yeah,
Wait,
late
so
night.
I could actually workshop these jokes with you.
Yeah, you wanna workshop these jokes with me? Let's go.
Sure. I got
mean,
one. I got a few more. A batch of ice cream in northeastern China tested positive for COVID-19. Gotta hand it to China. Even their ice cream passes more tests than ours.
passes more tests.
Then who? But who? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fair enough.
It's
Fair enough,
It's
fair
not
enough.
clear.
Okay.
we gotta polish the wording up a little bit.
That's true. A North Carolina woman was recently attacked by a two-headed snake that had crept into her bedroom. One-eyed snakes were fine, but two heads was too much to handle.
I mean, they're fine.
Okay, well, moving on.
I like that one.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Oh,
fine.
this one I really liked, but I'd need like a graphic to go beside me. Buffalo Bills So in the movie Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill's house from Silence of the Lambs is turning into a bed and breakfast. And at least according to one reviewer, is pretty bad. And then it'd be like 1-star Yelp, locked in basement, forced to moisturize. You know?
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. But I mean, the graphic sells it. Oh, God. Dude, this is way harder than I thought.
Good thing we're on a solely auditory platform.
I know. Because if you could see people's faces, they're just like getting angrier and angrier with me right now. Let's see. Oh, this one, Chris helped me write the punchline for this one. A man whose parents threw out his porn collection won a lawsuit against them. The case was thrown out as soon as the judge said, "All rise."
We need this episode to end with this like slowly fading out in volume.
It's like a session.
Oh man, this is devastating. President Joe Biden says he wants most K-8 schools open 5 days a week by his first 100 days. In protest, a group of militant children stormed the Capitol.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch you next week on the Side Dish Podcast.